Hey guys, Liza Hudson from Landing Page Guys here, and welcome to another free landing page audit session. So guys, as always, before I jump into your awesome pages, if you're new here and you're not a member of our Facebook group, then make sure you head on over to Facebook after this video and search landingpagelab.com. You'll also find a link to the lab in the description below this video. Guys, this is a totally free group. In here, you're going to find loads of useful tips and tricks. It's an absolutely awesome CRO community. And of course, this is where you'll need to be a member if you want to see one of your pages in these sessions. Now, guys, do make sure you sign up because we've got some incredibly exciting news coming out in the next few weeks. And of course, if you are currently watching us in YouTube on repeat and you haven't clicked subscribe, then guys, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell. So we are dropping fresh content in here weekly, guys. We have lots of these audit sessions. We have interviews. We have so many how-tos on how you guys can build your pages, optimize your pages, basically everything we can share with you to help you increase your conversion rates. So again, for those of you that haven't been here before, what's about to happen is I am going to open up 5 pages and look at them properly for the first time today. I'm going to go through each of these pages and I'm going to pull out and give some very actionable feedback. And it's going to be things that you guys can go away, implement to your pages today, and you will see an uplift in your conversion rate. These are always super exciting sessions. So we always get your guys' feedback. Again, go into the lab, you'll see the kind of results we get from these sessions. Now, guys, we do about 50 to 100 pages a month for our clients. These sessions are not about selling, but of course, if you want to get in touch, then simply click on the link below this video, fill out the form, and we can discuss how we can help with a project. But let's move on to the really exciting part, and of course that is your pages. So with me today, as always, I have my 2 trusty tools, the first one being tools.pingdom.com. This is a great little page speed test site, guys. It's the free version here, and you know, we all know that speed is super important to conversion rate. I also have with me builtwith.com. Now, again, this is a great little tool. It's going to show me exactly what you guys are using to create these pages. So whether that's Connective, WordPress, some form of builder, whatever it might be, this is going to let me know what you guys are using. So again, for those of you that haven't been here before and don't know the kind of format, we work to many different conversion principles. Now, one of the ones that we're going to be mostly talking about today and running through today is going to be the AIDA principle. Now, again, we've done loads of videos on this, but essentially what that means is above the fold, so the point where we don't need to scroll any further, you're going to be capturing your consumer's attention. As you go through your page, we're then going to be piquing your consumer's interest, creating a real sense of desire. And then, of course, that last A is for action. So that's the A, the I, the D, and the A, guys. Now, we apply this to every single page we create. We know that this absolutely works. It's just one of those things that we know works. And that's why we're going to share some of these points with you today. So this is a Shopify page. I love Shopify. It could not be more user-friendly. And let's have a look at the speed. So we've got 1.57. Now, guys, that's actually not too bad for a Shopify page. Now, you know, with Shopify in particular, you've got lots of apps. Also, it's got to load the whole store. So anything sub 2 seconds is actually not that bad when you're on Shopify. But of course, there are still ways to optimize, and that's things like stripping back any unnecessary apps and, of course, compressing all of your images. So into the actual pages themselves then. So what have we got here? Like I say, I'm looking at these properly for the first time today. I literally just opened them up. This looks like a product page on a site cross sales page. Guys, if you can, what we always recommend is to say, for example, you've got this one product here, is to create a dedicated direct response page. Now, what those are is they are not within your store. They are a hidden page in your store, and they're only accessible by the link. So for any of your PPC stuff, that kind of stuff, you cannot beat them for conversion because there's zero distractions. There's no navigation away. It's all about that product. But this looks like a sort of hybrid between that and a product page. So let's have a look. So off the get-go, I can see a couple of things that we could potentially change here to help you guys push the needle up and up. The first thing is this banner, this header here is absolutely huge, guys. I would decrease the size of this. Personally, I would left align this, but definitely think about decreasing the size of this header. I think just from scrolling just there that you have optimized predominantly for mobile and not desktop. Now, guys, we're always getting talked about for mobile, and absolutely mobile is massive. Now, what we talk about on the desktop, it absolutely translates to mobile. So all of the principles that we talk about, all the points we kind of pull up on, guys, are things that you still need to be applying on your mobile versions as well. So let's go back to the page. Sorry, I digress. This is fairly standard of what we see on a product page, actually. So we have what we call an absolute description here. We then have some pricing, obviously, and the call to action. Now, your imagery is not actually that bad. I think it's quite nice. I think what you might benefit from, I know this might seem silly, but this looks like a roll-on deodorant. I know you're using the word mask here, and I'm sure the advert does it as well. But I would get yourself another image here using with the face as well as the product, just to make it super clear. In terms of your headline, like I said, absolute description. I think what would be good for you guys would be if you took this, make your skin silky smooth, and you added it here. So make your skin silky smooth with the Green Dream Mask. You're instantly pulling out on those benefits by saying, I'm going to get smooth and silky skin. And you've got the actual product description there as well. Ideally, what we would want to see above the fold here would be some form of content about this product. So, you know, the fact that it's, what have we got down here? Basically, that it's going to, you know, be super good for your face. It's going to be super easy to use, or whatever the kind of key points are for this particular product. Your pricing, guys, personally, I would make this a bit stronger. I would go for a much harder green here, just because it's quite faint against the white. If you have any kind of savings, then, you know, whether it's recommended retail versus retail, show some sort of saving, because people like to think they're getting a bargain. Your call to action, guys, I again would change this color. It's not standing out enough. Obviously, you're going green. We've got the green here. I don't know if this is like color palette throughout, because obviously you've got purple here, but I would absolutely switch this up and make this a stronger, more vibrant color. So calls to action, guys, you literally want them to stand out on the page so that there's no uncertainty as to the action that you want me to take. The other thing is, guys, and we would absolutely recommend this, is grab yourselves an emoji on this call to action. We have the data to back this up. It can increase your click-through rate by up to 40%, like crazy, but it's still true and it's well worth doing. What we don't have here, guys, is any form of social proof. We don't have any form of trust proof. So I would definitely consider getting that up here. So things like your payment icons are instantly recognizable by, you know, pretty much worldwide when you're using these PayPal and MasterCard, those ones. And also social proof. So what we need is either the star rating, well, preferably both. So star rating for this product, or you as a brand, but preferably this product. And if possible, a testimonial as well. Now, on product pages, very often we just see one or the other. At the very, very least, you need to get your star rating in here. So social proof is key to selling this product. Now, as we go down, typically you would be starting to pique my interest. So this is the interest section. And actually, you kind of do. So the images you're using are nice, you know, they're good. Obviously, we've got all of this white space on overside, but like I said, I think on mobile, that would look absolutely fine. What might be nice, instead of like literally writing features and benefits, is what we want to do is we want to focus in on the benefits first. So, I mean, I wouldn't literally switch that around, but I would elongate this and make it slightly more emotive and talk about the benefits before you go into the features. It would be nice if you utilize this kind of space, and also you can have things like process steps. So have you got any? Okay, so you've got a using method here. Obviously, this is going to be for this particular product. So you could do this in one of two ways. You could either do a process step in terms of it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and then, use some design elements to actually break this step down and take that content higher, because the easier you make it for your consumer to understand how the product works and how you work, the more interested they tend to be. So yeah, as we go down, that would be cool. I think, guys, what I've just noticed is that I am halfway down your page, and there has been no repeat call to action. So even on product pages, if it is a product page, and guys, what we very often see is that there's a call to action at the top of the page, and then that's it. For this particular page that I'm looking at right now, I mean, the hero section does not sell me the product. It is the content that is starting to sell me on this. So ideally, guys, you need to be getting repeat call to action in here and giving me the opportunity to purchase this product, because you don't want people to have to scroll to the very top. It sounds really bad, but people are so lazy. So repeat your calls to action. Make sure you back them up with your star rating and or your payment icons. So as we go down, you're still piquing my interest. And then we go down. Okay, we go down into you're following the order. So we've got desire. This is your kind of like case studies, before and after, all that kind of good stuff. These are super powerful when it comes to skin products or weight loss products, anything like that, really. So before and afters are fantastic. What I would say, guys, is that you need to get this section, make it look a bit more distinct as a review section. And ideally, guys, you need to get a minimum of 3 reviews on your page. So let's get some more on there. Also, customers' thoughts, you can pull out more on that, like, see what our happy clients are saying, anything a bit more emotive than customer thoughts. The other thing is the way this is presented right now is that because this is in bold as well, it kind of looks typed, almost not as professional as it could. So I would take that out of bold and make this look more like a traditional review. Then we're going down, we should be going down into... Okay, cool. So we've got, these are like little drop downs, which is very similar to an FAQ. But what I would actually recommend is this is way too texty here. You can do this with a little seal. You don't need to have all of this kind of stuff here. And get yourself the FAQs out and open onto your page. So very typically, they are going to be about the shipping process, about the refund policy. You might have some specifics to this, like, is it vegan or whatever it might be, but make sure you're addressing those questions nice and loud and proud on the page itself. And then as you hit the very bottom of the page, obviously you guys are sending us back to the rest of your store, and that's fine, but you want to have a repeat call to action here. So give me the opportunity to purchase your product again, because as it stands now, I have to scroll all the way to the top. So you've got some nice content there, guys. I think in terms of design, you could use some slightly more icons, maybe just lay it out a little bit differently, but predominantly just make sure you get those calls to action and on that hero section, the trust and social proof. So the next one, we actually have quite a few product pages today. So I noticed this is very much a product page audit session, and that's fine. So the thing to remember, guys, is that for every page, so if it's a home page, it's got a very different purpose. If it's a sales page and a product page, but all of these pages can absolutely be optimized. And that's, kind of where we can come in and help. Now, if you're driving traffic, then please, if possible, obviously drive to a direct response page. If you are driving to your product pages, then just make sure that they are absolutely nailed in. What's this one made of? This is a WordPress WooCommerce. Yeah, WordPress WooCommerce. Again, nice platform. You can sort of do quite a lot with design there too. And load speed 2.6. It's not horrendous, but guys, you can get that down. It's saying that you've got some server-side stuff here. And again, it's going to be about compressing any kind of images that you might have. So you could potentially get some quick wins there. Now let's look at the page itself. I like the branding. I think that's nice. Flint Candle Company. Again, headers, slightly too large. Don't need it to be this big. A lot of people do that. Your font is very, very small as well. So you really don't need the header to be quite that large. The product imagery, I like the zoom on there. I think that's nice. Again, I think you could probably utilize this space more. If you don't have thumbnails, then you could actually just enlarge that so that we can see it a bit better, because whilst I can zoom in here, when I first look, I can't really see what's on the label. So we could use the space a bit more there. Again, product page. So I think a lot of people are quite limited with respects to templates and the kind of structure and what you can do within that, but you can do things here. So the first thing is, again, the description. So we have coconut and oak. Now this is obviously a candle shop, so we know that it's for candles. We've come for an advert, no doubt. But again, give us a bit more kind of description here. Give us something a little bit emotive. You've got your pricing range here, or from something a month. So you've got Afterpay. Again, I think your pricing could be bolder, so the color of the font could stand out a little bit more there. It's great to see you've got these stars here, but again, what you can do with that ideally is pop those. You want to switch the order around. It might seem silly, but it makes a difference. So bring those stars up underneath your headline if possible. And if you can, guys, make sure that you just elongate it and tell us that this is, 5 stars out of, I don't know, 72 happy candle owners, or, happy customers, just something to elongate it and give it that emotive term. Your size and quantity is absolutely fine. Yeah, no problems with that. Your call to action, guys, again, make it brighter, make it stand out more. Yes, you're going for a branded look, but again, it's so muted, guys. You want this to stand out. Same thing applies here. We still need some payment icons. It absolutely helps to add to that trust. Now, I can't ignore this, guys. We have what is the cardinal sin of conversion optimization, and that is these Facebook links. So obviously in a product page, we're going to have distractions anyway because we're running around the site, but this is an absolute no-no. Now, the reason for that, we understand you want to share your brand awareness, you want to show people are engaging, but at this point, it's risky because, they haven't gone through the checkout process yet. And you're putting this way too evident in the face. The chances are I'll think, okay, I'll share this. And then 20 minutes later, I forgot where I was, or I think I'll go back later. So this is truly, truly damaging to conversion rates. What you want to do is, obviously, you want them on your store. So you need to bury them further down in your footer. You definitely don't want it near a call to action. We then go into, like I say, typical with the little drop downs. We have a description here, additional information. And I'm a candle nut, guys. I buy so many candles, it's crazy. Yeah, okay, so the content is what it is. What would be nice would be if you kind of bolded out some of the content here to just kind of draw my eye. And if possible, guys, I would pull some of this content up and pull your call to action down. We absolutely still want to be sold on these things. And if you can get some of that above the fold, it makes a huge, huge difference. Where possible, guys, if you can, and you don't have to use these drop downs, try and incorporate some design elements. So whether that's some icons here to kind of break it up or show something about you as a brand, it's absolutely way more engaging. We then go down into, hang on, that's interesting. So we have reviews, which is great. These 100%, if possible, get these out on the page, because this is one of the key selling points of any product, is that desire. So that's super cool that you've got so many. If possible, guys, try and get an image to go along with these. It just makes a huge difference for conversion. And obviously, the more authentic, the better. What I would say is that, this shouldn't really be evident to your consumer. So I would make sure that that's not on there. It's distracting. It's just not, it shouldn't be evident for your consumer to kind of see. Ideally, again, same thing applies. We've gone down to almost the bottom of the page now. No repeat call to action. So let's get another call to action in here. Then related products. Okay, similar. So what I have noticed, so both of these pages so far, one of the things that you guys are kind of missing out on here is the chance of increasing your AOVs. So, both of these products we've just looked at are totally feasible for bundling. If you're not bundling, and you have this type of product, then you're just missing a trick, guys. So in terms of the bundlings, how you can present that, you can have that above the fold. You can have, choose one and get this amount, choose 3 and get this amount, and choose 6 and get this discount. So by not offering bundles, you're missing a trick. So do make sure you get bundling options on your page. Like I say, you can display that above the fold, or you can have a nice distinct section talking about how much money people are going to save. This is the sort of product that you would gift as well as buy multiples of, so well worth looking into. The same thing will apply to what I said to the previous page. Once you've done your related product, guys, come back down, get yourselves a little FAQ in there, and then give us that repeat call to action. Now, nowhere on this page at all is there any payment icons, guys. So we really need to get some of those on there. But really nice looking product, lovely clean page, but a few little tweaks, so they'll hopefully help. Next, we have something called a chill pill. I could probably do with that. I bet we could all do with that. So we're almost halfway through, guys. That's gone crazy quick. Just to note, again, if you are not a member of the Facebook group, then guys, please head on over and join. It is totally free. And there's just so much exciting stuff coming up. Honestly, you are missing out if you don't sign up at the moment. And of course, guys, if you're watching us on repeat in YouTube, then please hit the subscribe button. So we always do this content for free. We want to sort of help and show you guys the difference it can make. And just so cool if you subscribe as well. So we have another WordPress and WooCommerce. And, okay, so I think first and foremost, guys, you need to concentrate on your load speed. This will literally be damaging your conversion rate. So before you think about design tweaks, anything like that, go in, compress any image possible, give it to your developers, or have a look at something where basically you can strip back any apps, but this is absolutely going to be harming your conversion rate. So there's lots of figures out there. One that we found to be quite true is that for every 1 second you decrease your load speed, you can see an improvement of 7 to 13% uplift in your conversion rate. Now, that could be crazy money, guys. So do make sure that you have a little peek at that. So let's look at the page itself. Why is it so? I mean, it looks like it's probably a large store. I can't see anything blatantly obvious. Okay, there's definitely something you need to look at, but it's going to be compressing things. It typically makes such a difference. So let's look at this page, another product page. And again, lovely to see you're doing the subscribe and save. So that's going to definitely push your AOV, which is fantastic. And I like the way I think you've auto-selected it. Yeah, you've auto-selected the subscribe and save, which is a great move. In terms of what's going on here, it's very, very busy. I think, in all honesty, I would probably, this content here, I would take this banner away, and I would put this content further down into a section on its own, just because this looks so very, very busy. It's hard to know where I'm kind of meant to look. Your product imagery, again, it's quite nice. Your product imagery is nice and clear. And obviously we have the supplement stuff as well. I like these icons down here. They're nice. Again, lots of distractions, but this is a product page. So we have Lively Vitamin Co Chill Pill. One review. Okay. I wouldn't have the drop down there. It just adds, it makes the page jumpy. It's not really necessary. It's just another thing kind of filling that space. I would get rid of that personally. Lovely to see that you've got a saving here, but guys, add in the actual monetary value. So wherever you're showing a saving, rather than putting like a percentage or just leaving it blank, actually show people how much money they're saving, because that's what they all kind of like care about. So that would be good. Again, in terms of content, it's all about this kind of call to action up here. I personally feel like the call to action itself, it's very confusing, guys. I think you just need to maybe not simplify it a bit, but ultimately I think this call to action, at the very least, you would need to change this to make this stand out as a call to action, because it's actually not that intuitive about where I need to click here. So I would make this super evident, change the color. It doesn't have to be this green, you know, it needs to stand out from the crowd. So even if you went for the like Amazon gold, that would stand out more against this green. So I would consider that, guys. Get yourself an emoji on there for sure. Again, you know, we're going to talk about giving us some form of content above the fold, but if this is the format that you're sticking with, please, at the very least, work on your call to action and also giving us that trust proof above the fold. So these payment icons, I don't think I've seen them anywhere yet. They need to be on your page. As we go down, we've got some nice little content here. So this is the sort of content that we're talking about putting above the fold. So, you know, if you can pull out like 3 of these little bullets and, but focusing on the sort of beneficial ones, you know, that it's going to, you're going to feel better because you're stress free. You're going to sleep better, you know, all those kind of things. And getting those above the fold is absolutely brilliant when it comes to, conversion. So these are cute little icons. They're nice. We then go down into some reviews. And then, okay, cool. So it's going to be the same things as I've said for the other pages, because ultimately these are all product pages. But your reviews, it's nice to see that you've got them here. It just looks, again, a little bit busy. I think you guys could actually relocate these. So go down into your content first. You know, sell me on this product, give me all of this content, then go into your desire section. When we're looking at large blocks of texts like this, I think you've broken it up really nicely in terms of the length of the paragraphs, but try and incorporate some imagery. So, I mean, for example, you know, these little type of icons, you know, if you can get something similar alongside, it just makes the text that little bit more engaging, and also make sure that you're just pulling out and bolding out on any particular words. So experience less stress and be more happy, I should think. You know, really bold out those bits that you want to draw our attention to. How to use, suggested use. Yeah, it's all pretty standard info. This is your key selling point. So I would work on making that a little bit more engaging. Then I would put your reviews in. Obviously, you've only got 1 review for this product, so sort of see what you're doing, but I would still put your brand reviews in there as well. Again, repeat call to action, guys, if possible. You know, you've got more than enough room here to get that sort of buy it now call to action, and it can jump you back to the point on the page. You know, it doesn't have to have all of the subscribe and save stuff there. Then we go down into related products and into the footer. This is a huge footer. If you can reduce the size of this, I probably would. And again, same things, FAQs, repeat call to action, all that kind of good stuff. And again, you know, I'm so happy you've got the subscribe and save, but you could also bundle this product. But really good that you're crossing your AOV at that point. So a couple of little points there. It's more about design and getting your speed down. So let's go on to the next one. And we have a book. Now, this wasn't in English, so I did put this into translate just because it's way easier for me to audit if I can understand what's being said. But again, another product page. So let's have a little peek. Paste. Guys, if you want to see one of your pages in these videos and get yourselves a free audit, then basically you just go on into the lab. And what we do is we drop a post every couple of weeks and say, right, get your links in, guys. If you didn't see your page here today, we do have more coming up. But like I said, there's just so many that come in, guys. But do just take away some of the kind of points. You can apply these to any page. So another Shopify page and a super quick load speed. So that is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, anything sub 1 second, you're absolutely laughing. So well done, you guys. Now let's look at the page itself. So obviously this is a book. So Obviously, your target market is always very, very important when you're considering your pages. It's not all just about these little principles, and your content will be relevant according to. What I do like about this page, the moment I land, I know it seems really silly, but it's this little in stock icon. It's instantly drawn my eye because of the vibrancy of the color. And I just really like that. And I know that we find those work as well. I like your call to action color when it's changed. So when I hover over it, this salmon, I would personally lead with that color. Rather than the black, because black gets a bit like kind of lost in amongst white and black. But yeah, really, really nice to see that. Again, guys, you know, I think the header is way too large. Your search bar ultimately could come into this section. You know, we could pull all of that up. You know, because there's loads going on. It's got loads of books, obviously. But again, same thing, pull your header up and keep them as tight as you can, guys, because ultimately, you know, the only reason we need them is to have a little peek around. It doesn't need to take up sort of like a third of pages. The imagery, again, I'm looking on quite a large screen, guys, so typically it would be cut off around about the bottom of this little dragon's foot. I would pull everything up and make sure you're getting this image nice and loud and proud above the fold. I think the images are actually really nice. Obviously, they're parts of the book, which is fantastic. You could add another one in there rather than that be showing, but really nice that you've got this. Obviously, you know, it's a book. You're going to give me the headline. And in terms of the content, a bit more about it. Now, this is interesting. So you guys are actually stating that you have no reviews for this book. And this is something we come across a lot. So when you're new or the product is new or you've just developed it, you know, you don't have those reviews in place. But the fact of the matter is you are harming your conversion rate. So having no reviews is quite damaging to your conversion rate. So you need to get some. Now you're sitting there thinking, well, how can I? Because I haven't sold any. Well, it's really simple, guys. You need to give this to your friends. You need to give this to your family, whatever the product might be, whatever the service might be. If it's lead generation, you know, get their views and get them to write you a few words. So initially you rely on friends or family and you get those reviews in place. Now, as you start to make those sales, obviously you can start to get more and more on your site, and that's going to help no end. But, you know, product testing is a thing, and giving it to your friends or giving it to your family is absolutely legitimate. So do make sure you try and get something on there. What I like about this page is that you have actually, you know, tried to get some content there, which I think is really cute. Again, same error here, guys. Bury that in your footer, please. It will make a difference. We then have a description. I think that's super cute, actually. Again, guys, if you can use design in here with your descriptions, it just makes it that little bit more engaging. Obviously, you've told me we have no reviews and other information. So with these tabs, guys, we totally get it. It's part of the very often the themes. However, there will be an option for you to get the reviews on the page itself, and it's well worth doing. So by all means, have the tab with all your reviews in, but absolutely get a few on the page visible as well. We then go down into news. I don't know if that's a translation thing or what, but this is confusing to me because typically from news, I would be thinking, okay, there's a link for me to go to a blog or something, but there's nothing here. It's just saying news, or does it mean new in? Am I just being a bit dim? So yeah, that's a little bit confusing. We go down into related products again, the same. Still see no payment icons at all. No repeat call to action. So let's have a nice repeat call to action. And then again, you know, we've got quite a lot of space here, guys. I think you could do more with this space. So grab yourself a frequently asked questions section on here and get yourself a repeat call to action at the end, and 100% get yourselves some payment icons, guys. I don't think I've seen any today. And now let's go on to the final page. So this is a home page. Okay. So hopefully, guys, you will not be driving traffic to a home page. You know, home pages, like, very different purpose. Typically, it's just about driving people into the store, about talking up your brand, kind of showing off. It's your shop window essentially. So hopefully you aren't driving traffic there. However, again, same things apply. We can absolutely make them more enticing and more likely to convert. So what have we got here? WordPress. Yeah. WordPress and Divi. Yeah, I think we have another WordPress and, oh, okay. So let's just reload that and see what's going on. Okay, so I will do that one in just a moment because that is not, there we go. Don't know what happened there. Okay, 2.12. So that's actually not bad for a store. Again, anything sort of sub 2 is pretty good for the whole store. Now, some people will be sitting there screaming at me saying 2 seconds is horrendous, but ultimately it's showing how everything loads. There are ways to make the page that you land on load quicker. So things like lazy loading, all that kind of good stuff can increase the speed of the page you're loading on. But this is looking at the store as an overall. So, you know, sub 2 is normally pretty good on stores, you know. Obviously, if you go for custom HTML coding where it's pure custom, you can get those down super fast. But then obviously the disadvantage of those is that you can't optimize as easily if you don't know coding, but they are like the quickest you could possibly get. So let's look at this homepage. The first thing to say is it's very clear that it's jewelry. I like your color palette. I think it's very nice. Your product imagery is very sharp, which is really, really nice. I think in all honesty that this banner is a bit confusing. It doesn't seem to be serving a purpose, and the learn more is a tad distracting. So I don't know. Personally, I don't think that's doing you any favors. I know that we can close it, but I personally would not run with that. I would stick with what you have here, which is not actually a bad header at all. Nice logo. Really cool. So above the fold here on a home page, now obviously they're not as aggressive in terms of sales or anything like that, but there are a couple of things that you can do. So the first thing is, guys, you still need to get your star rating above the fold on a home page. Now, obviously you don't necessarily want a review on there. You can, it helps, but at the very least you need to get a star rating up here for your jewelry. Your call to action, because of the arrows over it, it's not that clear. You know, you're sort of cutting off your content here. I'm not quite sure where you want to go with that. I personally would probably pull this down slightly and give us a nice big call to action. So use this space for more of your imagery, as it were, and give us a very clear call to action. Also, learn more. What am I learning about? It's a bit confusing. Should I be shopping? Am I finding out about you? It's not overly clear what it is that that's going to do for me. Love the fact the best jewelers in Orange County, California. Then we go down. You should be starting to pique our interest. Now on home pages, typically that's a bit about yourselves. It's product imagery and all that kind of good stuff. So we have some product imagery. I think what would be nice is to get some form of process step in here. You know, something about, sorry, I got that wrong. Yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought completely there, guys. So what would be nice here, not process step, is have you guys been featured anywhere? Have you got any sort of people that you've particularly shown your jewelry or worn your jewelry or anything like that? Anything you can get here that's going to sort of instill a little bit more trust and a little bit more essentially trust would be super cool across here, as opposed to cutting off this content halfway down. The page is very responsive, which is good. Again, the scrolls are quite large, so we're constantly cutting something off. What would be good is if you keep this within one section. So, you know, you're telling me it starts with a simple conversation with the jewelers, and then you're showing me some of these beautiful products. Little tiny things which make a huge difference, guys, is keep things in line. I know it seems so minor, but where this custom jewelry design is, make sure that all of your headlines are following that same line. Obviously I don't think you're trying to tell me this at this point. Your call to action, I would change the color of this, guys. I would make it stand out a little bit more, maybe go for the lighter blue. And definitely, I know it's a highbrow thing, but you could put a slight emoji on there as well. See our special creations. At least you're giving me an absolute directional cue here. So I feel like that's stronger than your call to action above, which is cool. We go down, cool, you've got a bit about you, which is really nice to see. And then we have custom jewelry design, in-house jewelry repairs. So it's, see, this is what I was talking about. So these industry affiliations are fantastic. These guys need to be literally here. So if you pull this section down, so we have more of the black, pull the best jewelers down. You want those affiliations to go across the page here. That's where it's going to have the most impact on conversion, because that's what people kind of like to see. They like to see those names, brands. Your calls to action are fine. I still feel like they could be a little bit more engaging and a little bit more vibrant. You definitely need some form of star rating here. I'm hoping you have reviews as we go down. Contact us. Obviously, I think you're a store, so you want to have that. Typically, we don't recommend it, but if you are an actual store, then it's, that's what you need. So that's okay. Here, finest jewelry in Orange County, GSA unique passion. See, these are like your selling points, your company values, and actually they're quite nice. They're almost selling points. I think, the passion, unique, GSA. This again, I think would serve you slightly higher. About us, yeah, it's okay. Nice product imagery all the way through. I like your repeats, calls to action. These are obviously videos. And then you do go down into some reviews, which is absolutely awesome to see. So guys, get yourself your star rating above the fold. There's not too many changes here really. And then obviously, yeah, it's your actual location and contact. So overall, that's actually a very nice page. It's a little too responsive, which sounds bizarre, but it is. It sort of scrolls super fast. I would slow that down slightly. I would definitely relocate this stuff. And again, no payment icons on any page today, which is really weird. Yeah, it's going to be more about your hero section for you guys and just tightening that up. So up here, this is all a bit confusing. I would definitely pull this down, like we say, get the things across here, get your star racing up here, and keep that blue flash banner off the page. So guys, I have absolutely loved going through your pages today. I hope you found some valuable content in there. Do let me know how you get on once you implement these changes. And of course, guys, if you are not in the group, make sure you go on over to the lab and sign up, totally free. Please hit the subscribe button in our YouTube channel. And guys, of course, if you want to get in touch, in the description below, you'll find a link. Just go down there, fill in the form, and we can get in touch. Well, thanks again, guys. I look forward to the next one.